Welcome to Direct Note Access, the new Melodyne dimension. In this film, we will show you the revolutionary new technology and give you some insight into upcoming products.
Die Musik anfassbar zu machen, das war ja schon immer eine Grundidee von Melodyne.
Moving musical notes around freely and changing a note's tuning or timing has always been the basic idea of Melodyne. But we couldn't alter the pitch or timing of a note if it was played within a chord, and this has always been a clear limitation.
You can hear it your own way.
In 2001, for the first time, Melodyne changed the way of working with audio, analyzing any recording and showing its musical content as notes that can be easily touched and moved around, gave tuning and timing its shapeability, from easy corrections to intensive redesign. While working perfectly on monophonic instruments and vocals, there have been limits when it comes to chords. When a guitar chord is moved, all enclosed notes are shifted by the same amount, giving you a simple harmonic change, which in most cases doesn't fit to the rest of your song. In order to truly adapt the chord to the song, for instance, changing the chord from minor to major, you would need to reach inside the audio waveform and reorder the included notes. Up to now, this has been simply impossible.
What I have always desired is to break down a chord into single notes and individually manipulate each pitch. Yet, for theoretical reasons, I thought it would be impossible. But the more I pondered the subject, the more I began to see that what doesn't work in theory can still work in reality.
Again, this is the guitar. What was inflexible a minute ago now opens up when we look into it with direct note access. Now all notes show up individually, although they haven't been recorded separately, and what you see is what you can also touch. Moving any individual note up and down alters its pitch without affecting the rest of the chord. Any note can be changed in volume too, or it can be muted. This gives you countless variations out of one single recording. When you move notes to the left or right, you change their timing position within the song. See how the length of the note gets automatically time stretched? Combining these techniques, you can easily isolate single notes out of a very basic chord sample and reorder them to a brand new song idea.
Direct Note
Access will open new dimensions to your music production. For example, consider correcting misplayed notes on a recording. Let's say the piano player hits a wrong note. You don't need to cancel this take anymore. You can now delete or correct the wrong note afterwards. Or imagine retuning your guitar after the recording has been done.
Wrong notes can be easily located and corrected. Simply grab them and move them to the right pitch. The rest of the performance stays untouched. This looks and feels exactly as easy as what you've been doing with MIDI for years, but think about it, this is not MIDI. It's a real recording. Now you can correct any audio track in the same detailed fashion as you used to do on MIDI tracks.
But there's more than just pitch correction. From now on, you can use any musical material in any musical context. Think of all the guitar loops in your sample library. Now you can change not only the overall pitch and tempo, but your material adapts to the harmonies of any new song.
Separating the notes inside of a polyphonic recording allows you to change the voice leading. Or it lets you rebuild the whole chord. Let's listen once again to the original state of the recording and to the change we created. By the way, you couldn't tell the difference between the original and the variation in terms of sound quality. With direct note access, the guitar sounds as if it had always been played like this. In the next audio file, there are plenty of notes. Still, this is no big deal for Melodyne. We can now switch the tone scale or the key of a song, making all notes move at once. Changing from major to minor is now an easy thing to do, as is the switching into more exotic scales. The quickest way to a new chord is via MIDI. Here we found a nice guitar chord in our library. Let's transform this one chord into a few new ones by playing it live on our MIDI keyboard. Well, this is so easy, and the naturalness of this sound is unbelievable. The new direct note access technology will be part of all upcoming Melodyne editions. The first product to feature this revolution will be version 2 of Melodyne plugin, scheduled for autumn this year.
The DNA technology will also be part of Melodyne Studio, where it fully shows to advantage. When every track knows what's happening on the other tracks, you could say the tracks learn to listen to each other just like musicians playing together.